Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my first automobile review. So, in this review, I'll talk about my user experience of this Suzuki bike from the past 6 months. So, I bought this machine on 25th of March 2023, and I have ridden almost 8,500 plus kilometers during this meantime, and I'm totally in love with this machine. So let's talk something in detail. Talking about the looks. So the overall look of this bike is just fantastic. I mean, you get that big bike feel when you are hopping on it. And while riding this machine on highways or city traffic, people will definitely going to notice you like anything because of its massive height and its unique looks. So you get that liter class bike feel. But nonetheless, for me personally, the overall look of this bike is not timeless, and I will tell you why. So earlier, I have the Suzuki Gixxer SF, which has that timeless beauty element in it. For example, when you click any picture of that bike from any side, like front view and the both side views, or view from the back side, so it looks great from every angle. Like, this comes when someone put ample amount of time and energy while designing a prototype of any machine. Also, the truth is, the sport bike segment always won the race when it comes to look department. Like, maybe the reason is that their sporty riding position or that kind of aerodynamic look, and that is why they look more expensive than any bikes. So these are few samples of my old mighty Gixxer SF 150, which has that timeless beauty element in it. You can see this in pictures. On the contrary, the VStrom is a adventure tourer, so we can't expect more from it. It looks massive, but for me, it looks great from every side except the front side views. And let me tell you how. See, I don't like this side views, and also this one. For me personally, it doesn't look that attractive. Anyways, talking about the crash guard options, look wise, it's good. There are many options available in the market, starting from 4,000 to 8,000. You can choose any of it. Like, I would suggest that go with the ones which has the slider in it. I mean, look at this picture, it looks good. So these are few samples after installing the crash guard. Why I am suggesting those crash guard which has sliders? Because while doing long rides, you need to stretch your legs. At that time, you feel the need of those sliders. But for me personally, it's not practical at all. I mean, giving an extra unnecessary load of 6 to 7 kg to the bikes doesn't make any sense. So I went with the stock ones, which does the job. And while you met any accident, it do saves your bike from scratches. So this is my stock crash guard, and I'm going to install it in my bike. In this place, I'm going to install it. In my state Chhattisgarh, there are only 4 to 5 VStrom, so you get that advantage of riding a rare bike. So people will turn their head just to have a second look after watching this machine for the first time. Talking about the ergonomics of this bike, in this review, like other YouTubers, I'm not going deep into the numbers. So it has a 249cc single cylinder engine producing 26.5 bhp of power and 22.2 Newton meter of torque, which is good enough for hilly terrains and highway cruising as well. Now coming to the seat height, it has a 835 mm seat height, which is quite tall. And for a rider who is less than 5 feet 8 inch, it is not that comfortable for those riders. They can ride it, but in the traffic conditions while taking U-turns, they will surely feel difficulty in maneuvering this bike. The company also provide a low seat height option, which reduces the height to 25 mm. So in that case, what they do, that this portion is reduced to this, so the extra foam is removed. So the new height will be the 810 mm. But what I feel is that the air seat option is the best. Let's move to the next topic, the handlebars. The handlebars are good, they are wide. The overall placement of these handlebars are quite good. And it depends from person to person. Like, suppose my height is 6'1" and it's pretty low for me. I have to bend a little low on it while riding this bike. But it's comfortable for those riders who are near 5'8" or 5'9". And for riders like me, it's good to have a 2-inch handlebar risers. And after that, the complete feel of this bike is totally changed. I mean, you can easily saddle on it on the highways. What I feel is that for any bike rider, while choosing any bike, the riding position is very, very important. Because when you are sitting on a comfortable riding position, you don't get any kind of fatigue or any stress. The windshield is kind of okay. Like, no doubt the material quality is top notch, but you get that wind blast from both left and right sides. Some people said the wind blast is important. Like, they said that a little amount of wind is also important while riding. Like, I don't agree with that kind of opinion. And most of the riders, they find this windshield quite awkward and change it. Now, if you are thinking of changing the windshield, let's talk about the available options in the market. So the windscreen extender also has two types. The first one is temporary, which can be removed and you don't need to make any extra hole on the windshield. And the other one is permanent, which needs a keyhole in the windshield. Now the second option is just change the whole windshield with the bigger one. And the available option are, you can go with the BMW GS 310 windshield. Also there are other many aftermarket options, so you can simply Google it and find the best for you. Now let's talk about the instrument cluster. So this is how it looks. In my opinion, it's quite boring, and this empty part is for the GPS. What I feel is that no rider in this world uses this company provided GPS. I don't know why companies are trying to turn this instrument cluster panel into a smartphone. Like, even the people who are riding the 1000cc liter class bikes, which usually cost more than 20 lakhs, they don't use it. They simply add any extra mount and put their smartphone for GPS. They simply do this. My suggestion is that they should not add that GPS element in it, and they should make it simple, like the Gixxer SF250, in which they provide the blue panel instrument cluster. It would be great if they bring that blue panel. And I have seen few videos, they launched it in their Indonesian version of VStrom. Anyways, now let's talk about the tires. So they provided this big cross section tires in both front and rear section. So, but you feel every big potholes. It's more of a highway tourer, I would say, because of this monoshock suspension. You feel jerk in every bad roads. Like, I feel one should not expect the comfort of telescopic suspension with this monoshock, because only bikes like Spender can give that comfort, because they have that telescopic suspension. Now let's talk about the headlight. The overall look of this headlight is quite impressive, but the placement of this headlight, it's not up to the mark, and I'll tell you why. The number plate should be a little more higher, or they should fix it in the upper part, or they should fix it in the lower mudguard, just like the Benelli bikes do. While riding in the night time, this number plate becomes an obstacle. I will tell you how. Like the throw of this upper throw of this light, so this become an obstacle. Like you can see this. Now let's talk about this tail light. So they bring this old Gixxer SF tail light, which is and it looks very old fashioned. So this is what we call jugaad while doing cost cutting. So it's manageable, it's okay, no issues with that. Now let's talk about the biggest negative point of this bike, and that is center stand. Like what I feel is that the center stand is like a leg of this bike. For me personally, it is very important. Like, and the company didn't provide the center stand in their stock setup. Like, thank God they provided the space for it so that we can install the aftermarket one. So, and I have installed one. You can see this. I have seen multiple YouTube reviews, but none of them mention this as an important issue. For me, it's an important thing. Like, I need center stand. See, I can afford the paddock stand, but at the end of the day, what I need is comfort, because I can't carry the paddock stand everywhere. Suppose if I'm riding to some place, like I can't carry that paddock stand everywhere. If I want to clean my chain, I need an instant solution, and the center stand is the only option I have. That is why the center stand is important. Also, it helps a lot when you are washing your bikes. Also, when you are packing your bags and you are tying the bungee ropes, it helps a lot. Like, you understand the importance of center stand while washing your bikes or packing your bags. It helps a lot. And also in chain cleaning, right? Another big negative point is the left hand side pulling. It is one of the major flaw of this bike. Like, and the sad part is that there is no solution provided till now. It is a big problem. Like, you feel heavier. Also, in case of emergency or tightening your gloves, if you are trying to leave your both hands, it's not possible due to this problem, and it's very irritating. I don't know why the company is still skeptical about it. Talking about the fog lights, like it is necessary for those riders who are riding occasionally in the night time. Otherwise, I would not suggest the fog lights, which give extra load to the batteries. Another small problem is the placement of this right foot peg. They should they should make it a little higher, just because whenever a pillion rider sit on my bike, every time they put their right foot peg in this exhaust. So why we should have another footrest just because of this engineering flaw? Why should we do that? Anyway, now coming to the most important point. कितना देती है? What is the mileage? So it is a mileage machine. Like, it can easily give you a mileage of 40 to 45 in highways when you cruise at the speed of 80 to 90 km per hour. And many of the YouTubers are doing different mileage tests. Like, someone is doing the tank to tank method, or someone is doing something else, and I was not satisfied with any of them, so I came with another plan. Let me tell you the in-depth mileage calculation I have done. So every time when I fuel up my bike, I eventually use the UPI for the payment, and in case if I'm paying cash, I wrote that amount in my notes. So this is how I collected all the data, and when I counted all the data, So I have spent around 21,000 rupees in the past 6 months. Let's take the fuel price. It's 103 rupees per liter in my state. So in liters, the total consumption of the fuel is around 210 liters, and the total kilometers I have ridden is around 8,462 kilometers. So if I divide the total run with the fuel price, the overall mileage I got in the past 6 months is around 40.29, which is quite impressive for a 250cc engine. Like in India, no 250cc engine can provide this mileage. No one can provide this figure. Now talking about the top speed, it can go up to 150 km per hour. I ride it till 145 km per hour on the highways, and take a look. Now coming to the conclusion part, in thermodynamics, like what we study is that no machine can give 100% efficiency. So it's the same case with any machine or a gadget you own. No matter it's a bike, car or a smartphone, you have to compromise certain things. You need to change or modify few parts and be happy with what you have, and enjoy it to the fullest and live with it. Thank you guys for watching.